early. Sometimes it's good to be early. But our show starts at a specific time. You should remember that. Let's get started then, shall we?
Dylan, I don't give a what you think about a co-host and freshen up my show.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just gotta toss another person to make a statement.
My show's about the people's podcast. Everyone has a voice. I don't need a co-host. Go listen to one of the other 5,000 shows with a co-host because they don't have a mouth like the big guy.
Opie, are you a career killer with Tim Sabian, yourself, and many others?
Be myself. Never had real issues with those people. They just understood that I was a different bird. The rest of them, though, I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm paying your salary because the ratings are so good, so shut up.
Live from somewhere, it's
Dylan.
Greetings from somewhere. That co-host audition intro tells you I forgot to cut one with today's thumbnail in it counting down. I am your host, Dylan, joined as quite often by Spurgsnake. Good evening,
Hello.
Spurgsnake.
Good evening, sir.
Thanks for joining me.
And thank you for having me. Yeah, always here. Always glad to be around, especially when I see Thicky Nuns in the thumbnail. It looks like we were hanging out in the mall, too. That was kind of nostalgic to me.
Yeah, I initially had us in a bakery there, and I should bring this up for the viewers at some point. And we have two separate videos of our goth nun dream girl Nikki taking some calls, and a fat-assed woman. The AI combined them. I was like, all right, good enough, AI. And yeah, it was kind of last minute. I realized I didn't have that for you folks, and now I'm kind of struggling to bring it up to show you right now. So I'm just vamping right now.
That's fine.
Like
I mean, we try our best.
I do like the AI grok for being a free AI generating machine. It does all right. I do enjoy. I stopped using the word hippie. Every time it starts with a hippie.
I was going to ask what you were using to prompt for your character, because I really like that shirt. I don't know if it's something that I would wear personally. It's a little bit too much, like the pink and teal is a little too much. But I do like patterns like that. And
that is part of our psychedelic couple, who I believe we're going to get to. I'm not going to plug them too much, because that could just be me. And
okay,
this guy over here, I guess this is all the psychedelic hippie wearing folk that once we got out of the bakery and I tried to get your hat back. Grok not good with the snakes and the hat.
That's fine. I noticed that there was no hat, so I am actually wearing a hat this time. I think the last two times we had a hat and a thumbnail, but I was not actually wearing one, so we'll do the old switcheroo.
You'll always have. I'll always try to get the hat on the snake because of the Fred Durst and Ian from Anthrax that you get as what does this guy kind of look like?
Yeah, and it's funny because that wasn't the first time I got like a Fred Durst one either, and then Shuley mentioned it. So, and then I catch him on a show. He was on This Little Piggy last week, not to get too far away from where we're at. But he had on that blue hat backwards again, and he would look exactly the same thing. It was but you can tell that him and I are in the same age wheelhouse. It's kind of hilarious.
He's got the color swap Durst. Someone else was already playing as Fred Durst on WWE SmackDown, so that was the color swap. I forget which one it was, but like they got a big discount on using the Limp Bizkit music in the video game for Fred Durst becoming. He did that on a couple of video games. I can't remember the other ones.
I want to say it was Def Jam. There was a Def Jam fighting game, and I can't remember. Vendetta, maybe? Def Jam Vendetta?
He wasn't in Fight for New York. I don't think he was in Vendetta. Here's we can go down a big old nerd road of Def Jam Vendetta. That was the engine they were using to make WCW games. When WCW went out of business, great fucking idea, actually, to get a bunch of hip-hop guys and make a hip-hop fighting game. And the first one, like, there were wrestling rings below, like, underneath an overpass, where they absolutely didn't belong. But the Fight for New York, that one, they modified it to where now you are, like, pit fighting. Now you are in a nightclub with people surrounding, where they, like, work as the ropes, where they push you back. Or sometimes you'll trigger the animation where you throw them to the crowd and they hit you with a fucking bottle.
That's great. That's like one of my favorite ones. I think the old arcade game Pit Fighter did that. Like you could get people close to the crowd and they would hold them sometimes. Yeah, I'm not sure I know Fred Durst was in more than one video game, and it wasn't just wrestling. I can't recall off the top of my head, but I know that they got a discount on the music because he specifically asked, he's like, make me a character. And I thought that was great at the time. And I think I have more respect for Limp Bizkit now than I did post $3 bill, y'all. $3 bill, y'all.
I was definitely a huge mark after Chocolate Starfish
that's the one.
as well. But the Loserville tour, I think that's what brought Fred Durst to be like, okay, he's in on the gag. And Corey Feldman just refused to be in on the gag of Los R. Vile. I have to check out a Jim and Them clip to find out exactly what Corey Feldman was calling the Loserville tour. It's something, I think, Los R. Vile.
Yes, it was very close to that, like making it sound edgier than just Loserville, which everybody who was probably, 37 to maybe 50 was hanging out at that show for one reason or another. If it was not to see Limp Bizkit, it was to see Corey Feldman unfold his truck.
He was the first. Apparently there were four different acts, and he was on at like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., like maybe before Fred Durst and the rest of Limp Bizkit even got to the building. They did the sound check the day before.
That's probably...
They'll be there after the second band goes on.
And
Low Serve Ill. Thank you, thank you, Matthew Hibner. Low Serve Ill.
Outrageous. And then there, like, all the footage I see of him at any of those concerts, it's pretty much daytime when he's playing. Like usually the main acts are on more in the evening time, at least 8:39, 10. 10 is like headlining for old fogies like us, or myself, I should say. Like if you're not out of there by midnight on a weekday night, that's too much. For that crowd.
I am looking forward to covering that. We do have one order of business before we leave James Rolfe alone, and that is the movie. A Rumble exclusive watch-along of the AVGN movie. There's a big old file sitting on my computer that I would like to get rid of. So we're going to have to set a date to do the Rumble watch-along. You heard me for weeks on end talking about how could you do this to movies. And I would like to subject you to that for the audience's entertainment.
You kind of owe me one because I made you watch that polycule story with Strange Eons, and that did not pan out.
You just suggested it. Did you watch it the whole way through? Because as I said to you, I previewed it for just seconds, and I was like, yes, in.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I think I watched about the first minute and a half, and I was like, the timing was right when the polycule was coming out with Imholty and everybody else. So there was a little bit of juxtaposition, but I did not know it was going to go on for A, that long, and B, be a false accusation. I was so mad. When I saw the broom
and be a filthy,
bike
dirty
chained to the railing.
Yeah, a story, just a fictional story.
I was so upset and I felt bad. I did like watching you suffer a little bit because you're like, I hate these people, and that made me laugh. But yeah, then it was just a big like deflated balloon at the end.
The early episodes of when I was doing this, watch the 2 episodes I did on Sarah Silverman. Like I thought I was prepared both times. Those hurt. Those Sarah Silverman podcasts, watching them with the co-host audition, oof, fucking hurt.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched her on a podcast.
Good. We'll attempt to do that on Twitch as well. Matthew Hibner did not have any problems over on Twitch. Can't do it on YouTube. I know that for a damn fact.
I remember he mentioned that he was going to watch it. I do want to. I remember you showing me some of the special effects. Yeah, that was not. I don't know. It was a Matchbox van on fire. It was not.
The pyrotechnics, like it's. I think what do they use? Like a quarter scale, whatever the scale was. Like you can tell that you're dealing with a little toy truck, and they set it on fire. You can tell it's a little teeny flame that you would set on fire of like a snake firework going off.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, why didn't you get a snake firework, James, to have the van shit after it dies? Like that one South Park episode where just everyone shit themselves after dying.
Yeah, he could have played a long, egregious fart shit sound. That would have been hilarious. Like the van making that noise as it was shitting.
Well, as I mentioned, we've got Nikki, the goth nun, coming up with some advice. But first, Jay Devil. I introduced him last week, and here I call this going live. On TikTok, when people go live, you often want to put a video announcing, "Hey guys, check me out on the live," and it'll come across, and people will check it out. So here is how he was trying to entice people to tell them, "Hey, I'm going live."
Hello everyone, I'm going live now. Join my live, okay? Thank you. Hey, I'm going live in a few, so join my live when I go live. See you in a few. Hey everyone, I'm going to take a bath and then I'm going to go live. And I'll promise I'll stay live for a while this time.
Just a ball full of energy. I like all the information in that one. I'm going to go clean my body, everybody. I'm going to touch every inch of me with some soap. And then I'm going to go live for a while.
Yeah. All right, I don't have anything ready because now I'm caught up, guys. He's very monotone and low. This is
Fig nuts.
Oh, my bad. Like he's got a very Stephen Wright energy. Maybe Todd Barry that low. Yeah, I'm gonna take a bath and then I'll podcast for an hour. See you then, and then like hits end. But his face doesn't match the monotone to me. He looks like he has more energy. You know, like he should be more up. Like he's not downtrodden looking enough to be that monotone.
Looks like he's kind of going a little bit boy band with that haircut. I don't know. It's just very purposeful. Those little
he's got a wavy
swaths
curl
of hair that he has going on.
I go live. Hey everyone, I'm going to take a bath and then I'm going live again. I was just getting a little tired. I'm not tired anymore, so I'll see y'all soon. Hello everyone, I'm going live after I eat, so I'll see y'all.
I love that he's right next to the air conditioner. It sounds like that he just had a family dinner. I hear someone talking. I think I heard some clinking of the dishes going to the dishwasher as he prepares to get the fuck away from his family. Antipsychotic medication type demeanor, Mr. Blue Sky believes is going on here.
Yeah, SSRIs, probably. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. He's got some extra chill vibes for some prescribed reason.
Okay, I think I might have seen him more recent when he was off his meds. We'll hopefully get to that sooner than later, because I have a pile of speed dating. And I'm going back. I found the first slow adult speed dating. I didn't have a great day that day. Episode 20 of TikTok Around the Clock, the first slow adult speed dating. We'd seen speed dating before then, but I'll reintroduce that one. It's something.
There. Hey everyone, I'm going live now. My mail already came, so I'm going live now again, and I'll stay live for a long time this time. I just need y'all to interact with me.
What? Please.
That was kind of like an apology and also kind of explaining himself. You guys weren't interacting with me. That's why I came on and came off again. I need someone to talk to. I was lonely. I didn't have a plan.
I've noticed this with some other people too. They just they go live and expect an audience to show up. They have no plan. They're just staring like that at the camera, and they're just waiting. It's dead silence. And or like you just mentioned, you can hear some type of fan or air conditioner running. Perhaps a dryer sometimes.
Our buddy Cut of the Jib, I believe he renamed his channel to Rock Talk Live, was covering one of our chatting friends who was doing that exact thing, just waiting for the chat to do something, and then maybe that would inspire them to do something.
Yeah. Just waiting. Sure, Luigi. I will go get myself some Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yeah, definitely down. We will schedule a second drunk episode of Skeptical Robot coming up in the near future. That was a fun one with James Randi. Well, we only have a couple minutes left here. We'll go down a rabbit hole after we get done with Mr. Excitement, J Devil.
I went live for 60 minutes. Now all I have to do is go live tomorrow, and my multi-guest will be open tomorrow. So I'll be going live tomorrow around noon.
What do emos and apples have in common? They both look good hanging from trees.
And there he's back of why I decided to make him a regular with his nice old one-liners. Emos and apples look good hanging from trees.
I think that's a retooled classic joke of another sort, but we'll roll with emos.
Yes, that would have been in a different section of the Truly Tasteless Joke Book, and he's trying to stay on TikTok. There's you must say the word pew pew. You can't talk about maybe you can say firearm, and they just haven't thought about that. I think YouTube might be the same way of the regular word for the pew pew for the firearm, but you definitely can't say that shit on TikTok.
Wow.
I've seen a few people like talking around that, like, and no, or in Minecraft, the way that we've seen some of our buddies cover up, that's like a legit thing of like, I don't want to get taken down. I must cover this somehow, and the bots will be all right with that.
Yeah, it's. I watch other people do that. They will dance around language. You see me stall from time to time. I got to pick my words carefully.
Navy jokes to Matthew Hibner, and to me, yeah, I loved the Truly Tasteless Joke books. The first one with the black cover and the red lettering. It's like telling you this is a dangerous book of filthy jokes, and then each one just had to be different. Then they got to yellow and purple just because they hadn't done that color scheme yet. And they still had Helen Keller jokes to tell, which he told us a lot last time. You can check out last episode for some of his golden Helen Keller jokes.
My mom used to insult me as a kid. Like if I was not doing my chores correctly, or if I was doing, say, move out of the way, Helen. Like that was like a derogatory thing to call me as a child. And I kind of, what do you mean, Helen Keller? You can't see and you can't talk and you can't move, you dummy. Like that kind of stuff. So
I thought Helen Keller was a fictional character for the longest time. I thought she was someone that these joke books just made up to have a punching bag. Certainly this person who can't see, can't hear, can't do anything didn't exist. They just left him out in the sun for the seagulls to get back in those times, right?
Just in like a little bassinet on the beach, and hopefully a bird just kind of takes care of business. Sounds right.
Well, I was talking about the ways you have to work around the live. I do have a follow-up to this because, unfortunately, J Devil couldn't go live for a little while.
So my account got bananaed for a little bit. I can't go live until the 28th for a few days because of some hater. And I had to put them in their place with some words, and I got bananaed. So I can't go live for a few days. So, yeah. People suck.
People suck.
Banana. I've heard that one for well over a year now from these people live streaming. So that appears to be a thing that ban is. And also the way that you ask people for likes and subscribes. Like Aaron Emholt would love this model, but he would have to learn some new language. Tap, keep on tapping. Let's get up to 90K. I've seen, and people can just keep on. Just one person, just tap, get you thousands and thousands of likes.
And I think that worked towards his hype train stuff too. Because when he was on Twitch, it's more gamified over there than it is here on YouTube.
And I'm going to get to Nikki next. I want to make sure that we have time for our Goth Nun Dream Girl, someone who has a show I really enjoy, mainly streaming on Twitch. But if you want to call in, you got to be on TikTok. That is how she takes her callers. And that is a big reason why this wonderful speed dating thing exists. I don't believe that I've. If we run short, I'll have one this week, but for sure they'll be back next week of more awkward speed dates, slow adult speed dating. The Instagram, one of you steal the way. Pardon me. That you can get guests on the show because one of you need to swipe this speed dating stuff. Ari Shafir, the amazing... Oh, no. He was the amazing racist, Ari Shafir. The amazing atheist, bananaed himself. My mistake. The wrong amazing person. That's how I first learned of Ari Shafir. And
that's such a great play on words, too. I love it. It's so funny. Oh, and his podcast, speaking of Luigi Greenberg, Ari Shafir's podcast is Skeptic Tank instead of Septic Tank. Like, I thought that was pretty clever one, too. I am a skeptic fan.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, the James Randi video. I said we were going to come back to that. That was a fun drinky night there. I remember a few low-hanging fruits that I was like, sober me. Even sober me, what wouldn't have gone for that dumb joke? Tamaricus. I found our old buddy Tamaricus. I'll have to send you some of those clips of that guy screaming at the top of his lungs at 1 a.m., raising up a pencil.
I got my pencil right here. I'm ready to go.
I got my pencil. You sound like David Lee Roth.
Really?
that was a hot for teacher
hot
reference.
For teacher.
Yeah. I'm hot for our nun teacher right here.
Yes. Good find, by the way.
The first one is her husband isn't very well endowed.
So we're joining this mid-call, as I found. Love her reactions. So we can easily figure out I'm really doing a service here. I'm doing a bad thing by fucking this married woman, but her husband has a little winky. So really, it's neutral, right? Because I'm fucking her, but she can't come without me. Can I do some Hail Marys and be forgiven? I'm guessing by those wide eyes, maybe not.
Yeah, she's looking pretty skeptical herself, speaking of.
And so she comes back to me to get her rocks off. The other one, her husband, doesn't sleep with her because of, this is the messed up part. I don't really sleep with this one the most because I don't like doing it because of the reason is her husband.
She has some great silent reactions. She would be great in a Marx Brothers film.
Doing it because
that's what I'm watching her face.
Of the reason is her husband
like that, like she's very animated.
Has a mental problem where he can't physically get going anymore. So she comes to me.
So here's the deal. One has a tiny dick. The other can't get hard anymore. What's a gal to do? And here I am, sister. I can keep doing what I'm doing and just confess every week, right? We're on the same ground, right, sister?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's going for. He's trying to make it a weekly bit.
Literally.
Yeah.
So, I guess my question would be, why the fuck did they marry these men if they don't like them?
Money.
Yep.
That's kind of my question. I was just
going to say
that. I would marry for money. If there's an old bag that I can't get it up to and I need to get one of those Austin Powers penis pumps. No, wait, that was to get it bigger, wasn't it? Because there's also a penis pump to get it hard from around the same time. You got to make sure I get the right penis pump.
No, you got pills for that now, though, dude. You can get Blue Chew, Viagra, Cialis, all kinds of horny goat weed from the gas station.
I do love that Blue Chew has online doctors because you still need a prescription, and some guy you've never met can say approved.
Yep. I was watching actual over-the-air television, and they run a commercial at like 3:30 in the morning where you can get all of that stuff for pennies on the dollar. You just got to call this guy, get your doctor prescription, and then call this 800 number, and we'll send you, I think like one of the max doses are like 100 milligrams. And so the guy says, I'll take 100 milligrams. Thank you very much. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? They're literally like peddling drugs through an infomercial style commercial. Like, it's so strange. Because you know who's what. The people at 3:30 in the morning need dick pills, apparently.
This is like very recent. You go back to like Norm Macdonald talking about Viagra in the 90s. That's a brand new thing. There were all sorts. Actually, that is the History Channel documentary I want to see. Is the helping getting your dick hard throughout the ages. There have been things before the pump. And I'm just not aware of them.
You know, probably electroshock therapy, like in the 40s and 50s. They'll just like plug some apparatus into an outlet and shock yourself hard. You see some, I'll be honest, there's some weird shit I've seen, not necessarily that, but I've seen like adult aids from like turn of the century, and they're in wooden boxes with like vibrating handles and shit. It's strange, dude.
See, we've got this new technology. It helps with behaviors. It'll help with your physical dick ailments. We just take this needle and shove it up your nose, and we just scrape off the part of your brain that isn't getting your dick hard. You'll be great.
Squishy, yeah. Make lobotomies great again.
I personally don't like doing it because it's like,
yeah, you do.
Yeah,
I'm a single guy. I mean, this is
no. Don't lie to us. We know you like it. Okay, that's not the issue here. You like it.
Well, I like it because it's the only action I get.
But whose problem is that? Is that your problem, or is that like, are they the only women within a 1,000-mile radius?
They're the best looking women within 1,000-mile radius.
I don't believe you. I just don't. I don't.
I don't believe him either. I agree with Nurse, with Nunnery Nun.
You see, the thing is, the fact that they're married makes them hotter than that single girl who may be physically more attractive. Well, I could believe one of these two are within the top 3 attractiveness in the state, because that's why she got locked down, but to be a trophy wife. But two, you got 2 out of the top 3 hottest ladies in the state, sir. I have to defer to Nikki here. Ooh, Captain Miserable has one that I was requesting. American Indians, or as they were known at the time, Injuns, used to stick corn cobs up their asshole to keep hard. That's what they mean when they say Manila has corn goodness.
Missoula.
Missoula.
Yes. Kip. And Kip. Hello, Kip. Kip was after somebody the other day. I forget.
Where do you live, Antarctica?
Some Discord drama that I missed.
No, YouTube chatting. That was one of them. He doesn't believe how old I am. And one of my online acquaintance friends person's karmic has become a guy. He went from the transition from chatter to guy, and now Kip is in his chat a lot. Doing some light trolling, which is always fun.
Yes, I do recall discussing this with you a little bit. Got to be ready to be called, especially this corner of the internet. It took, who was the flashlight ninja? It took like less than 6 months to run off the flashlight ninja.
And he had been trolled by other parts of the community, not even Dabble people. He was getting his own trolls because of just being him. And yeah, Phil Elmore was quickly into the Dabbleverse and just as quickly out.
I enjoyed the Flashlight Warrior, which he would have stuck around for a bit longer. We traded him in for
Twitter.
We traded in Phil Elmore for a nice shiny Adam Bush.
That's true. I do like having Adam Bush around. It's so weird. I was yesterday. He was on WATP and he was like, some people don't even know, like, because he was talking about somebody had a gig, somebody got a role and then didn't pan out. Like Stuttering John, always talks about, I'm going to do this thing, and then it never happens. And Adam
Corey
was like,
Feldman. I love following. I love following all of his. He was going to be the caveman in Encino Man. That was a funny one.
So Brendan Fraser got that part, and geez. But like Adam Bush was saying, it's like, I won't even tell people until I'm at the screening, and even then, people will be like, "That's not you on screen." Like, be confident that you're going to have that thing before you start flashing around. You got something going. Oh, it was Opie with he inked a new deal. That's what it was. And he's like, I got something big in the works.
Opie, I don't have any clips of him. He's really begging to be made fun of. He wants me to do a weekly co-host audition of him. He is just cranking up the idiocy. He was terrorized by combs as a child, so he refuses to use him as an adult. Thank you, Stallion, for clipping that. It fucking
fell dog.
Documenting his descent into madness. This is actually something I've wanted to see for quite a while. Thank you for documenting your descent into madness, Opie. I may have to cover you instead of covering Aaron Imholt regularly. I got the shits of Aaron quite quickly. Opie, I'm excited to watch more of.
Yeah, Opie's a completely different style of train wreck. Aaron is remarkably frustrating. I was watching a clip of Aaron the other day where he was just like, I keep winning. Like, he just is shitting on other people who are doing better than him, and he's acting like, I can't take it anymore. I can't. It's making me physically angry. Like, I want to go do something to him. I want to knock him in his head.
You will serve the time to punch him once in the face in public.
Yes, I can handle an assault charge. What up, King?
So to recap, with our nun friend here after our little detour. We have a man who is fucking 2 married women, one with a teeny wiener, one with a non-working wiener, and Nikki is not going to give him his Hail Marys.
Yeah, he's trying to act like he wouldn't be doing this, like he feels guilty. There's no way. There's not a man alive that would feel absolutely 100% guilty. Maybe 30% guilty.
Kansas.
Come on. You gotta have at least a second cousin or something that's kind of hot.
I don't do that weird stuff.
I mean, are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
when in Rome, I mean, you're in Kansas.
I mean, fair enough. That's a great point. Completely agree with you. I just never told anybody that. That's the only reason I wanted to come on here is because I don't like it. Because, yeah, it's the only action I get. I do like it in the sense that's the only action I get. But I don't like it because those are 2 married women. That's not a good thing.
Then why are you doing it?
Once again, that reaction that she gives before answering to him, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, I think she thinks
not a good
her
thing.
time is being wasted a bit.
Then
like that. He's half-heartedly. It's not a good thing.
And she's obviously going for the joke, but I do like in her hierarchy that a cousin would be more acceptable to the Lord than a someone who is already married.
That is a pretty good joke.
You're doing it.
Like I said, that's the only action I get.
Okay. Here's what I don't understand. Here's like a very common human thing, specifically with men. All right, you guys continue to do things that you know are wrong just because you like it, but you know it's wrong, and then you feel bad, but you keep doing it, and then you feel bad, and then you do it again, and then you feel bad, and then you do it again. Why are you doing things that make you feel bad?
I'm a masochist. It's kind of my thing. Feel bad to feel good, sister. You kind of have that look that you'd be the sadist kind of type. Maybe you could help me out. That might get us hung up on if we flat out requisition her for some mistress activity.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say you got to be able to anger her in the right way to get her to yell at you. Okay, thank you.
Just stop doing it.
Well, if you saw these women, you'd do the same thing too.
Eric, how old are you?
30.
You're 30 years old, dude. Move.
I bought my house. I'm staying.
You're a grown ass man.
I'm here. I've made this investment. It's not going to pay off if I sell right now.
That's not what she means.
So, married women it is.
She means move to another bar and find different floozies that make you feel less guilty. Quit banging fat chicks if you keep waking up next to them.
And I would not mind waking up to a fat chick if she wasn't a flatso. The last married chick that I nailed, and a weird polyamorist here. Everyone was aware that the husband knew while he was at work that his wife is getting railed by other dudes. Flatso. I was well aware she was fat, but once she gets naked and you see that we
were talking about that.
That's the exact one that I was referencing because this is hot. I'm banging a married chick in the middle of the day while her husband is off working to pay for this house and this bed that I'm fucking her in. But the titties being such a large woman and such no titties was quite off-putting.
Dude, there's something weird about that weird, like, they're not here, they're over here just a little bit, and then
it starts at the
wraps around. What's this?
Yeah, it starts at the shoulder fat. It doesn't start at the titty. These titties wouldn't be that big if she wasn't that like they. Well, they aren't that big. They are.
That's why we're here, man.
All the years that the guys talked about flatsos, they didn't really get into detail of how disgusting the makeup of the flatso titty is. But
and I subscribe to King Yeti. I read that. That's so great. But I subscribe to King Yeti just about that too. There's a ratio that your mind absorbs that you want.
The tit to fupa ratio makes a huge difference.
Yes. I didn't know how to explain that to some other people. Like there's a thing that guys are kind of looking for.
I could have been with her for a long time if she had some big titties. If she wasn't a flatto, I would have stuck around for quite a while. That was a challenge. That would have required Blue Chew real quick after the new and dirty kind of became familiar.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that happens is like for a few times you're all right, but then you kind of start going like, no. I think you get into your head too much, and it's just not as hot as it was a month ago.
The side boob just merges into the stomach bed blob. Stalio has been there. Stalio was hoping for one of those, like who we featured last week, Raven Grimm, who got her fat sucked out from those gross places and stuck in to those places that make her look like a live action cartoon, and I love it.
Oh yeah, that's right. The other lady was reacting like she was like not happy about. You can't look like that around here. Go away.
So we're about halfway through what Nikki is going to tell this guy. Wonder if he has some more married ladies.
It's too difficult. Women suck these days. It's hard to find a wife.
Is it the women that suck, or?
I'm going to have to start not even recording her from TikTok, just checking out her Twitch, because we're missing out on some fun. The framing is a bit off. That was a fun. What the fuck?
Yeah, as soon as that guy was like, women suck, she's like, are you not listening to the story you're telling me? You got 2 married women looking elsewhere. At you, stupid. What do you mean women suck?
It's the fucking men that suck, that are perpetuating cheating and are just like okay with it.
I mean, I'm not. You're not wrong. You're not right either. It's just I'm trying to find a good balance here.
You know that you don't have to be with them, right? Like, you know that's not a requirement. Like, there's no balance. Like, the balance doesn't need to happen. You could just say, fuck off, and then, like, live your life, right?
It sounds like she kind of dropped character here. This sounds like this is a person talking to another person of like, stop being an asshole. Knock it off. So what? You get to come on some married tits that you didn't put a ring on. Listen to me.
Yeah, she seems legit frustrated by this guy.
Well, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to find a girl, but
no,
like
you're not trying to do that, because if you were trying to do that, you would go, hey, Brittany and Janice, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like it. Bye. It's that easy. If you were trying, you would have done that.
What do I do in the meantime?
Be a person? Go see a movie. Go to a movie.
She's so upset by this guy. It's great. She's like, this guy doesn't even know how to live a regular life anymore. Go outside.
Well, she's starting to just list those. Take a walk. Go to the park and read a book. Do something. I forget how he comes back, but I think it's going to be along the lines of, no, I mean about coming. What do I do about that? I think after she gives him all these great suggestions of things to do, it's going to be No, that doesn't make me ejaculate. What the fuck are you talking about, sister?
This guy.
Theater. Go watch the sunset. I don't fucking know. Go to work. What do you have anything else you do?
I work 13 hours a day. I come home, I go to bed, and this is the only action I get on the weekends. Like, so what time do I have to find a wife?
What time to find another job, stupid?
I don't know. Get a better job.
This guy fucked himself.
Pays too good.
He's not fucking himself.
Mustache.
That's how he got in this situation. I've kept myself out of a lot of sticky situations by fucking myself.
This is true. Otherwise, you may wind up in a 2-year one-night stand. You got to be careful.
It was really drilled into me as a child. Every single one of my immediate family members knocked up someone they didn't much care for and were stuck with them. My mom and my dad, they stuck it out for a while before they had the shits of each other. Both my brothers, one of my cousins got lucky with actually pretty much everyone in my extended family, cousins as well, knocked up someone, but it's not the horror story. Actually, one of my cousins, every single child in the next generation of my family was brought about with two people who couldn't stand each other except for one.
That sounds statistically right.
And they still knocked her up. It wasn't a planned one. She's just less of
more tolerable.
Yes, more tolerable of someone to be shackled to forever and ever and ever.
Then stop complaining.
Well, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you.
You're here complaining. I don't like what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyways because I need to get my eggplant soaked. You don't.
You're kind of right.
You know what's right. You know what the right thing to do is. You just don't want to do it because you're being selfish.
Yeah, point there. Thank you, sister. I am sorry for wasting your time.
You know what? You better be sorry because if you don't get going and get your grown ass man going, you know where you're going.
Well, I already know that.
She got some graphics. Hooray! I was going to comment how I loved the perfectly placed mustache, her cutting a promo on him with that mustache and hat on. And she's got a nice little production here. Cheesy, but it's designed to be cheesy and it fucking works.
Yes, you're right. It all fits. It's not too over the top and it's not too low budget that you're just like, ugh. Especially when she's chastising this guy. Oh my God, this guy needs to get yelled at.
If I were to have a cable network, Nikki, you have got a nightly show. I don't know if you're in prime time or you're in late night, but one of those 5 nights a week with Nikki on the phone here. You'll help keep the network afloat.
Yeah, this is a format that I like. There was like some. What's the public access? There was a public access show, and her name was Tina Rena, and it was peak goth 90s stuff, and she did exactly this, except it wasn't like nun oriented. It was just like, two chicks answering outrageous phone calls. And
I've seen variants of those. I love
the
people who save those. It had to be either the ones who put it on themselves or that random person. I was a huge VHS hoarder. There's still a big old pile that's probably becoming more useless by every year sitting in my dad's garage in a big old bin that I should probably pay him rent for holding that massive amounts of VHS tapes. Because I didn't know I could watch Cheers and Three's Company whenever the fuck I wanted to. I needed
I'll take them off your hands, dude. I'll pay shipping.
All right, I'll have to go dig them out and ship them up your ways. It's I was complimented on my on being nice. I was the master of my VCR, as James Rolfe might say. But my recording and pausing during the commercials. Only problem is during the first commercial, I wasn't quite on time. You get a few seconds of it. I should have just let it run. It's kind of like Blue Balls, that first commercial of like, oh, I kind of remember this, and back to the show.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Like, now you kind of want to see the full Tide ad or whatever was coming.
Yeah, the entire commercial break would have been a pain in the ass, but just to let that first one play out and then hit the pause button.
Right on. Yeah, I agree. And I know what you're talking about. There is a timing that you start to feel watching sitcom television like that. You know, it's like ad, and then there'll be that gap, and sometimes it'll come back to show, but sometimes it's just like a second gap and it goes to another commercial. But God damn it. They tricked me.
Stelio, I did not have that magic VCR that automatically skipped commercials. That must have been the last generation of VCR. I definitely did not have that one.
Me neither. No, it was a sit and watch thing.
Okay, sending this adulterer to hell. We got about a minute of her condemning him to hell.
He deserves it.
The Halloween laughter.
And the skeletons jumping around in the background are great too.
It had that stop motion kind of look to it. They appeared to be CGI that was made to look like they were stop motion.
That guy hurt her brain. It's great.
You know, sometimes.
Yeah, that was about 30 seconds. She's done with him. She cut him off, apparently leaving him in hell. And she just had no words there for about 30 straight seconds.
It's like, sometimes it's like, I love a nice campfire. It's beautiful, smells nice, keeps me warm.
So you see that little transition. She was at such a loss of words that I started swiping and then came back to the main page where she's finally able to collect her words to compare this guy's situation of fucking two married women and not wanting to do it.
It's like, I love a nice campfire. It's beautiful, smells nice, keeps me warm. And I just want to touch it because it's so nice and it keeps me warm and it smells nice and it's beautiful. So I want to touch it. But every time I touch it, it burns me. And it hurts. But I love it so much. It's just so pretty and it smells nice and it keeps me warm. But when I touch it, it burns me and it hurts. What do I do?
Good point.
Okay. Came up with I love touching this beautiful fire. Why it make hurt?
Yeah,
I do love her praying faces, Matthew Hibner. If those indeed were internal praying faces that she makes.
Yeah, she was
You're
practicing
hired.
some type of Zen. Yeah, definitely.
I don't even have a job for you right now, Nikki, but you're hired.
All the nun puns in the chat.
So I suppose the next video up should be the one that includes the enormous ass, because I do want to get to all the points, and I haven't plugged the video I have marked as the next one. So let's get right to the gigantic ass, which we have seen here on TikTok around the clock before. Oop, I'm not sharing the right one, am I? Share this tab.
You're not sharing it. There we go.
There we go. There is the gigantic ass. I believe she is Armenian, so those living in Glendale, California know all about. I have not seen a dumper like that on an Armenian woman. Yeah, I've rarely seen a dumper like that. Actually, I do remember that one of those on a Jewish woman back in community college.
Oh, I missed that. That was going on for a while in the subreddit, Milkers and Dumpers. I forget which subreddit.
The Mommy Milkers, I remember that woman. She popped up in my algorithm there for a while. Kip Smith is aware that he's aware of the Armenian women, and she will definitely look at me. I don't have a lot of arm hair in general. Well, I have arm hair. It's just not thick. They will have quite the what do I even call it? The coat.
Harry and Psycho.
I do enjoy that second half because Psycho ladies can fuck. The crazier a lady is, and she's babbling on about something with some sort of device buzzing. So I'm going to turn this down even a bit more because even if we had her up, all that talking would just be babbling with that noise. Noise. I was starting to go down a slippery road describing Armenian women there.
I see that.
It is an inner and an outer hip. It's the you usually see that only with the labia minora and majora, but she's got hips minora and hips majora there. They're on the external.
It's a fact, man. Normal girls aren't into sex, really. Oh, hello.
A little dance competition. The blonde one's got prettier hair. You win. We've got a few more comments about that last Armenian lady. Captain Miserable wondering if she's making a bomb. We didn't get to see what she was doing there at the sink. Definitely childbearing. Brother Hezekiah from Kingpin would not laugh at the amount of kids those childbearing hips could, because those could bear some children. The thigh hips used to be called saddlebags.
Giddy up, Hollis. What's up, Sam Bibley? I can't remember the name from that Dana Carvey movie, the turtle one, Master of Disguise. What was that Italian name? Because that's all he was looking at was ass.
I'm not going to be able to pull anything from that actual movie. I recall the trailer. That was looked too much like a kids movie, and I was mid-late teens. So fuck your kids movie.
I have a sister 10 years younger than me, so I got to live through.
Oh, I was the youngest.
And
so I got no exposure to some of those kids movies for a while. And if you noticed, I did put this at double speed towards the end, because once there were just 30 seconds left, it was just standing there. So, done dancing. Just look at us for 30 seconds.
What am I supposed to do now?
And I had to go back and look at this. They're broadcasting this, it looks like, on 2 different channels.
I see. That's weird. I mean, it makes sense, but if that's like a second creator or something.
Okay, it looked to be just a glitch, because I tried following one and I was already following the other one. As we get to a nice little fitness lesson. Hope we get some more fitness lessons from Victoria Doll here.
Hey,
Fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. As you saw, there was some technical difficulties while I was picking this up, but I still felt it was proper enough to keep. Do I
At
still
least have a nice look?
Yes, I do have Philip J. Fry on my board.
Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it.
I didn't fix his volume yet, though. I'm kind of kicking myself. I didn't save any of those clips from reviewing James Rolfe's book, and I had just a whole bunch of drops like that all ready to go, and I need to recut them. I have to recut them all. They've got extra seconds on them because I didn't save them like a fool.
And the volume, too. I always hate it when they're quiet.
Ooh, I learned how to open a beer with a lighter. I learned that trick. So as long as I keep smoking pot, I will always be able to open your beer.
Nice.
You see, we have a nice long uncut streak here, but had to get in those nice poses at the beginning that was all glitching out.
And she's smart. She's showing off her lines, too. She knows she's got nice legs.
She's got nice everything. And this is once again the part where we just get to ogling. Sometimes we have commentary when we ogle. Sometimes we don't, because she gets in a stance like that and just takes me to a very fun place.
Yeah, and at the same time, she's reminding me that I'm not very limber myself and that I need to stretch.
I can do that. I've always been able to do that, connect the hands with one side. Like I can do it with this. The other one, it doesn't happen. Okay. I've never been able to.
My shoulder just fine.
Where are you going?
I'm done.
Come here, son.
I can't talk to women that look dressed like this in public. I can't, because I have no control of what my eyes do. I will be staring at her tits the whole time, and I can't. I'm too conscious of having to not look down. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like staring directly between her eyebrows the whole time I'm talking to her, just so I don't fucking. Did you just look at my cleavage? No.
And so you try to keep it on her face. Your eyes are gonna migrate to those giant lips. Everything about you, my eyes are migrating to the most sexual point.
Yes, that's the problem. Stop treating me like an object. Well, can't.
And as you see here, I only got a few seconds of her before she turned it off, but I was able to follow her and still kicking myself in the ass for not following Kayla. You can see her on the bonus episode. Very disappointed. We've only got one of... I can't find her again. I didn't follow her that time, and I cannot find her again. I didn't have any problem. They keep throwing Evie until I finally followed her. I believe this is a mulatto lady. I think that's a good hair from her father's side.
People are being mad, and so I had to reset.
The
Thank you for the
realistic cat ear
roses.
prop
Oh,
is
now I
a
gotta.
little weird.
Dang.
Yeah, that is an ultra realistic. Like she is indeed transforming like a werewolf.
A rubber chicken's still a thing. I mean, obviously she has a rubber chicken, but I remember that being a punchline a lot.
She's younger than us, so the kids know about rubber chickens.
Is that Rick James? Rick James had nicer boobs.
Matthew Hibner and Captain Miserable don't appear to be as big a fan of Evie as I am. I wonder if she does have a Nikki Norton that she would slap across my face.
Is she a Viking too? Holy shit.
It is funny that, what is Jim Norton, like 5'6", 5'7"? I'm pretty sure I'm taller than him at 5'8". And yeah, the former Norse god, current Norse goddess, that is Nikki Norton, just towering over him.
Yeah, I watched a few of his videos. Comedy Shaman subjected me to some of them. They had to go mattress shopping because, it was stained.
They took the black light to it. I recall that episode from Comedy Shaman. They get that black light pretty nasty. What's going on in the Norton mattress?
Yeah, he's a weirdo, man, and I don't think he's ever really hit it either. I remember they used to clown him for it when he was on back in the day when they were actually on air. But it doesn't surprise me in the least that it was like mostly true. Because he always had good stories, always. Little Yimmy.
Little Yimmy and that woman who stole his glasses. I don't know how known Jimmy's stories are. I went down a rabbit hole of listening to him, and he would talk about how he would just cruise around and not even pick him up, but just cruise around. And what one of the transvestite hookers had enough of his shit and snatched the glasses off of his face.
Yep.
To which he had to go to the cops that were watching the hookers. Officer, that woman stole my glasses.
Yeah, he was ogling though. Yeah. But that's why she took him, because he kept driving by and looking, and she was like, "Give me that shit." She got close enough to him on the driver's side to get him off his face. That's why I think Jim was not as innocent as he tried to paint himself out to be right there. He was creeping. He's a lovable creep.
Yeah, because he would get hookers on the regular. I wonder if he was, if that was his before time when he was too scared to initiate.
I think so. And somebody was, who was I talking to? Can't remember that either. But they weren't familiar with him from Opie and Ant. It might have been that comic dude. I've been watching him. He's on my radar now. But Jim Norton he's got stand-up specials. He's not he wasn't just like a comic that just lucked into third mic on a popular radio show. He's got chops.
I love some of his specials. Absolutely, his greatest position I felt was as the third mic, but he's got a few of his HBO specials that are absolute dynamite.
Yeah, and there was one that came out. It's Fully Dysfunctional. Was one of the post O&A kind of ones that first came out, and it was really good. It was. I remember hearing his very first stand-up tape that he brought in, and they were all roasting him.
Oh yeah, your first fucking stinks. That's something that newer comics, they put their stuff online and it's not ready. I did that too when I was doing stand-up, and here's 8 minutes that I did, and it's just 8 minutes that aren't hammered out and it should not have been for public consumption.
Oh yeah, I've seen that a number of times. There's a couple of jokes that need to get worked and could be better, and then there's 6.5 minutes of filler, just trying to tell other cornball stories.
A lot of people.
I was watching. Oh God.
Sorry, I was going to say that a lot of people's introduction to Jim Norton was his fantastic Spider-Man line. He stinks, and I don't like him.
That's a good little spot too, because it's memeable. He really, because they were going around New York getting Spider-Man opinions, and he's like, he stinks and I don't like him. And it was not, that was Jim Norton. He was thinking of somebody, he was thinking of Opie when he did that. I'm pretty sure. That's where his inspiration came from.
He knocked the one line out of the park. You hear Patton Oswalt had a character on Seinfeld, and he'll talk about how he tried to yuck it up so much, and it just wasn't that. They had to direct him just be it as a guy. You're just was it the video store guy? I forget what he was doing. Just you're the guy behind the counter. There's no funny for you to be had here, Patton. Sorry, you just be a guy.
Yeah, and Seinfeld was another one where like a comedian would just crop up. If I go back and watch, I'll remember more examples. There's a few people that were like, oh shit, that's somebody. I think Janine. No, I'm misremembering.
I believe it was Anna Gasteyer. It was one of the women who got her soup taken away from the soup Nazi.
I just saw that clip where he explains it was with the laugh track removed. So you got to watch them order soup from the soup Nazi with no laugh track. It's very
I've seen that one. Yeah, that's fun.
That's one of my... it's good with no laugh track. It's still...
There's a whole series on Friends and Ross being just a complete fucking creep without the laugh track.
Yeah, see, and then that makes it very sex pesty then, because you're not like kind of, you're not with Ross from his perspective. Now you're objectively looking at him being a creep. You're not in on the joke part. I lost my train of thought.
We were talking of Dancing with Ghosts with Matthew Hibner over on your chat, informing us that Dancing with Ghosts tried stand-up multiple times before music, absolutely bombed, and the jokes were cringe. Not much has changed. And very, very nice job of Hibner being a super troll when you saw the cracks. Anyone who watches a few videos of Dancing with Ghosts sees cracks that... I didn't feel the need to jump on. I just let him go away. But Matthew Hibner jumped on those trolling cracks very, very much. Nice job.
I also think that it's funny that the lateral move to the Dabbleverse, because if Sam is still in the chat or Kip can tell Matthew that's exactly what goes on. We all move from guy to guy from time to time.
There was a lot of people
radio or.
Speaking of coming over from one verse to another, a lot of people first became aware of who are these podcasts from his Cinemassacre episode. And that was one of the last appearances of Croge. Croge was such a fun second mic. So I'm happy that he got to be the guy to roast Bimmy and the gang on that when Carl tackled that.
Yeah. Yep. And if you go back through Carl's catalog, I'm sure there's going to be a podcast that somebody knows that he's got to. He covered Rover's Morning Glory, which was the morning radio show. It still is the morning radio show here. Nobody listens to it anymore. But I was, dude, he's like kind of Jocktobering the guy that went after Chad here. Like Rover hates Chad, and that's
I recall that clip
back in Cleveland.
That he kind of went off from it's been well over a year ago, maybe two. I remember that being covered of Rover just talking about what a fuck up of a third mic he was.
Yeah,
not even second mic, third mic.
Yes, and he won Chad won a contest to be on the radio, and he keeps talking about it like he got hired as a talent. He just kind of beat out 2 or 3 other schlubs, because the guy that had to be the host of the show with Chad did not like Chad either.
And
but,
they could probably underpay the shit. Like radio is notoriously cheap. How do we get even cheaper? Getting a fan to win a contest to be the third mic. That's even cheaper than getting a comic to be the third mic.
And I'm pretty sure Chad was making like $30K a year doing that. Like he was making
righteous bucks.
Well, if he made a music video called 30K Ballin'. If you live in Cleveland and you're making 30K and you're a single dude, you got all the money in the world right now. Especially in the early noughts. You know, there was just, it was same thing when I was working at the baker. I was like, wow, man, I'm making like 35K. This is a fucking, I'm rich. And then you start spending money and you're like, oh, this shit doesn't go as far as I thought it did.
You took me back to Big. Chad Zumach was like Tom Hanks in Big. Whoa, $95, and John Lovett's right next to him. Yeah, they really screw us, don't they?
Right, like you know, as a kid, you're like, damn, that's a lot of fucking money, man. Then you realize because the giant floor piano you want to buy is $88. It's a week's pay to get one cool toy from the toy store. You're like, fuck, man, this sucks.
That's a lot of chili.
That's also a Midwestern reference. Skyline, I ate there like once. I think it's junk. I don't remember liking it, like wanting to go back.
I never got into Skyline, and damn it, every time I try to remember the chili joint that we used to get drunk at, I can never remember the fucking name. So I'll just move forward and go to one of the next videos that I had on the docket.
Yes.
Some music. Going to check out a psychedelic band that isn't the Galactivators. Another one has popped up on the radar. This is a Mystical Joyride, and I decided to put a dancing old lady next to them, and I felt it spiced it up just enough here.
No, oh, like Poe.
When you come up, then I come up. When I come up, then you come up. When you come up, then I come up.
Who's got the hairier pussy? I'm going the one on the left. I'm going the younger gal with the hairier everything.
I agree. I think almost grandma on the other side is still keeping herself nice and clean for everybody, nice and smooth.
I think she trims it up. I believe that our psychedelic girl here on the left has hairy armpits, which is, I haven't dated a girl with hairy armpits, but I've come to accept if I really get into an earthy girl, into a yoga girl, it's gonna come with body. Actually, I've met I met a lady who was going all natural recently, who was in shorts, and it was she had such hairy legs. I don't believe she was an Armenian lass, as we were talking earlier. Maybe an Italian girl but such hairy legs. Like, it would be excessively hairy on a man. So on a lady, it's like I'm sorry. I'm still too much of a chauvinist to allow a girlfriend of mine to be that hairy.
I'm on the same. I agree wholeheartedly. I can't. Nah, I'm okay. I like soft and smooth.
Yeah, we come up. Yeah, we come up. When you come up, then I come up. And when I come up, then you come up. When you come up, then I come up. Yeah, we come up. Yeah, we can rise. When we lift up one another, we can rise. We all rise.
You got it dead on, Matthew. Robin Williams type body hair from the lower half. The upper half, her arms weren't showing like that real thick hair, but yeah, total Robin Williams down below. And if you're Robin Williams just in the bush area, okay, we're back in the 70s. I prefer a little bit of a trim, like our auntie over here in the shirt is going with. And Captain Miserable heard that Katy Perry's show was embarrassing, and you would think with Rick Rubin there behind her that she would come up with something amazing. Rick Rubin, with his long track record of hits, couldn't bring it together here for Katy Perry, unfortunately.
Man, that's the other half of Def Jam back there. You think something better would be produced. I saw some of those Katy Perry clips. It's awful.
I saw 2 of those. I saw some of night 1 of WrestleMania, and Rick Rubin is one of the celebrities they introduce, and he stands up when the camera gets on him, and then he sits back down, and the camera's still lingering, and he stands back up again. It's a funny, awkward moment with Rick Rubin at WrestleMania.
Like, I don't want to stand up. Quit lingering on me. Go away. Daft and Dafter.
All I do is win situations.
I just realized she had a third eye lens on her glasses.
They both do. They are tuned in with their pineal gland, their third eye.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I just now caught that.
Oh, no. Blue Chew might not be able to help Stalio after seeing this.
He's a broken man.
Depression, there's enough to feed us all. Infinite abundance in the universe. Greed is just a function of the human curse. We fake it when we make it, so nobody's as naked in the code of pushing boulders for somebody else's greatness. Take it to the next wave, analyze this. Relax, just exist, don't catalyze this. Agnetize this.
Dude's rocking the recorder pretty good, too.
Share the love freely, cause it's coming back quick. Magic happening, we tapping in, dismantling the battleships and capturing the rapturous. Feeling up, remembering the age of the lone wolf is ending. We are all connected, time for ascension.
Ooh, Grandma's calling us over. Come on, come and dance with me.
Yep. Uh-oh, that girl's
So,
got
thumbs
those,
up.
like white contacts.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? Do we want to bring them on the program like we are Nikki, or are we going to pass on the mystical joyride?
That's like if we're in a pinch and we need a musical guest. Like if Katy Perry actually cancels, we have to call them. We call them and let them know they're on standby. Just in case if there's an accident.
We're not booking them, but they're on the speed dial because they live down the street. Right. They're performing on the street. I was going to say just down the block.
Yeah, they're busking right outside, so we can always just say, "Hey, you want to be on television?" And they'll come right in. Bring on Soccer Mom. I wonder what kind of story she has.
Let's see. Do I have any quick ones for us, or do we go out with our musical guest? Yeah, all these are a bit long in the tooth here for as late as we're getting here on the East Coast. You folks on the West Coast, your night's still beginning. Over on the East Coast, getting a bit late.
Bad. Yeah.
If we are going to do. If we are going to do another watch along on Rumble, I think we'd have to encroach on our buddy Hack Ride's time a little bit more. Doing a 2-hour program on this night, I felt it was too late in the night last time. I think if we do an extra watch along at 10 p.m. start time and step on our buddy's toes just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit's okay. A little scuff is okay. Can handle it.
Yeah,
Riley Martin.
Not outright stepping on your toe. Just a little scuff.
Yeah, we're not stomping on your new Air Force Ones. Don't worry.
And that's where we can see our buddy Luigi Greenberg regularly unboxing different characters from the Howard Stern show. Skeptical Robot on Friday, and looks like we've got a drunk episode to schedule. I don't have anything in mind. Maybe Luigi has something in mind for the drunk episode of Skeptical Robot.
I hope so. I'm going to have to get into the Twitter DMs, see what he's got planned. He covers a lot of subjects that I'm already well into. Like the paranormal hoaxes and from the Warrens all the way down to other exorcism charlatans. James Randi was the other drunk episode. I practice Randian objectivism quite often. That's why I don't give any grown men money.
He was talking about the Fire in the Sky guy earlier tonight. If he's covered Fire in the Sky, I missed that episode. I need to check it out. I remember being terrified of the Fire in the Sky movie. So to hear what actually happened and how much bullshit he is, because that's how Luigi was speaking about it in his voice. I know this guy's fucking lying. I'm curious because I don't know the bullshit real story behind the Fire in the Sky. I'm scared the shit out of me as a kid. I don't think I finished watching that movie.
Can you elaborate a little bit? I think I'm confusing it with Kirk Cameron and whatever that Rapture movie was.
Fire in the Sky was a movie based on an alien abduction.
Oh, okay.
Travis something or another.
Dude was a total can.
So Matthew Hibner knows more about it. He did more research than watching the movie and the Unsolved Mysteries episode that inspired it. I don't know if Unsolved Mysteries covered it or not. But that's something that I've brought up to him of a debunking Unsolved Mysteries episodes. There was apparently Robert Stack, the host, hated those paranormal stories too. That
did he?
Sometimes he would actually call off to the producer during a take. Oh, come on, Walter, or whatever the guy's name it was.
And you can see Robert Stack getting mad too. He's got a good, like, angry, commanding voice. Between that and I was going to say the
yeah, keep going. I was
show.
Just going to wrap up.
The Riker show. Did it was it the Truth or
TNG
Not one where he,
the Fact or Fiction, and
yes,
I forgot that it wasn't him the first season on Fact or Fiction. There was it was a longer name to it, but I absolutely loved that show.
Yeah, I did too. And I remember, like you're saying, there was a very short first season. I don't think it was a full first season, and then they got him, and that's when I was hooked because like he played. Sort of like how I like Robert Stack. Like they nope, this is what's going to happen and blah, blah, blah. And like they just kind of like their matter-of-fact delivery of some paranormal stuff was always, I don't know, it made me laugh or put a smile on my face.
There's
the
an
outrageous
famous
truth or fiction stories.
There's a famous Unsolved Mysteries story, the Boys on the Tracks in Arkansas, which like two teenage boys stumbled upon a drug drop that
I know that
the police and everyone, and then they killed the kids, and they're like, oh, they got high, and we found them on the train tracks after they already got ran over. The wrestler Billy Jack Haynes claims to have been the muscle that last night, and they had like a satellite phone because they didn't have cell phones of one of the police officers. What do we do? On the phone with the Clintons, and Billy Jack Haynes says it was a woman's voice who said, "Get rid of the children." So I love the fact that Billy Jack Haynes is inserting himself in there and saying it was Hillary who made the decision to put the boys on the tracks.
But he didn't, though. He just said it was a lady voice. He's smart and he knows what he's not supposed to say.
Oh, no, he's a crazy man. He's absolutely implicating that it was the Clintons who called it and the female Clinton who made the call.
Okay, I don't remember the wrestling inserting. That's crazy. I got to go brush up on it.
Because he's an insane man.
Specific story, though.
I think he might have been arrested for holding his girlfriend hostage within the past year or so.
Oh, God.
So
yeah, mystery solved.
Like when I first heard of Billy Jack Haynes' story of being the muscle of that story, I was like, this has got to be horseshit, but I want to believe it. There's so many that I'm like, I can't believe. This is horseshit, but I want to believe it. I am choosing to believe that the Clintons hired a wrestler to be their muscle on their super secret drug deal.
That is in no way a work at all.
And I have addressed this with the Unsolved History. No updates. I've had multiple people asking me. I was following the Unsolved History. I'll have to cut together the clips and release the individual videos. No updates. Last fall, my last update of the Unsolved History is the last update. So it's gone cold. It remains an unsolved history who the Pasadena pisser was.
And they got a sponsor. That was like the last I remember watching. They got sponsored by Outdoor Camera Company with their things, and I think they got stolen.
The pisser stole one of their cameras, and they had a GPS on it, so they were able to ping him when he used their camera in different places after stealing it. It was a fun story, but it's over. The trail is run cold on the unsolved pisser in Pasadena. Okay, Captain Miserable has the Billy Jack Haynes story. It was not a kidnapping. He killed his wife to death. No, YouTube's not going to like that wording, but it is a fun wording.
In Minecraft.
And barricaded himself for a while until he was talked out a few years ago. So longer than the past year. Oh, yes, I was getting to plugs.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to ask you guys for money more than once per show. Super chats and memberships is how you can financially support this show, or just doing a like, subscribe, notification bell, which got reports for the second night in a row that YouTube did not notify you guys. So hopefully we will figure out what is up with there. But thanks for seeing I was live and getting back on here. Wednesdays and Thursdays are my current hours. I need a job, so I'm trying to stick to some regular hours. Maybe we'll get one day and one night shift. We'll see. Dylan from somewhere over on YouTube, Rumble, and all the places that matter. Spurg Snake does stuff on Monday nights and Friday nights now with the Fortnights. Gaming and music over on Spurg Snake's channel. Anything else coming up?
Tomorrow night is Fortnite, like you mentioned, on Friday. Got my Star Wars shirt on. Lightsabers, blasters, X-Wing, and TIE Fighter will be on in the game. Oops, I think. I'm going to check after we get out of here if the update happened yet or not. And I want to do a music stream. The band I want to cover is The Urge. I played one of their songs early, like as an intro song on this past Monday night when we were playing Family Feud and Wheel of Fortune. No, we didn't get to Family Feud because I had sound issues. Windows reset all my devices to default.
Was being a motherfucker this week. You had to go to something else because
I did start to panic. I had
acting a fool.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. All of the devices.
Past month that the gremlins are coming out and getting into your gears.
Yeah, and this one was absolutely something in one of the apps in Windows changed the settings, sound settings, all back to default. I had everything because I have a virtual mixer. I had everything pointed in the right direction, and then it was like, "Nah, we'll just set it back to default." I'm like, you motherfucker! And it happened midstream. Because everything was working fine until I was trying to play Family Feud, which is like the linchpin. That's yeah. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. That's the one we play and yell the most. And I need to get smarter at clipping shorts out of that because there's sometimes you've seen it. I'll say a word, or I'll type it in there, and they'll be like, "Nah," and then they'll reveal the answers, and it'll be a literal adjacent word that I didn't get credit for. And it pisses me off so much. They just like to fucking screw with you sometimes. That and all the bankrupts.
Both of us need to polish up our clipping skills of our own shit. It would only help us to clip our own shit. But then we have to look at our stupid face and hear our stupid voice.
That's another thing. Yeah, I stopped to. I'll check it like afterwards to make sure I'll check this to make sure my audio was okay, so I don't screw around with it too much. Because that's another thing. I got to stop tinkering, trying to get this to, trying to make things look a little bit better, or I don't know, man. I'm trying to put more effort into what I do other than, other people we roast for not putting enough effort in. And they do a pro show.
One day I'm going to wake up and be dancing with ghosts. Hopefully not. I was bitten by the goal. So I was transforming into Aaron. Maybe I'll become a bastardized version and be a dancing with ghosts. You guys.
I blame Blind Mike. He's the one that. Yeah, Blind Mike is the one that infected you. You went on his show and you just caught it from them. And Matthew Hidmer, I didn't do it yesterday because you were covering something else, but it's both of us now, and maybe I do. I wanted to give Matt. Let me check and see if it's in here. Nope. Oh, I don't see it offhand. Oh, there it is. Boom. This is for Matt. It's Jake Hudson's channel. So he can, now that we're leaving and going off for the rest of the night, he can go watch some Jake Hudson and get his brain washed.
That's a lateral from BW Rosas last night. Some parallels between those two, and a lot of unique things between each one of them. So that is That's our buddy Jake Hudson. He's wanted to come on the show. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite worked out with scheduling and timing for some reason.
Dylan, I'll be on the show, by the way. Dylan, like and subscribe, Dylan. By the way, he does laps around his trailer, dude. You'll love it.
I love BW Rosas doing laps around his trailers. I've got to have him a regular feature on here, not co-host audition, the way that motherfucker just rambles on, much like I'm rambling on now.
Yeah, me too. Oh, and you know how to end a show. This past Monday, I didn't. I just, and then have to hit the button, so...
Well, as we're talking about ending shows for several times in a row, let's end it for realsies. Thank you all for coming. Now feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Places all. All join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right, dear honey, with the right left eight. Grand right and left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.